What we currently have in finance and operations, as well as a separate payroll web app, is functionality to interface files. So at this moment, it's just file-based files from finance and operations to a payroll vendor. That means you do a setup. You make configuration sets of parameters, and in a configuration you have a set of fields that you can map. That's fully flexible.
Okay.
You define a certain file type. At this moment, we are supporting TXT and XML. So in the end, the process is you enter data in finance and operations. You do a setup in the payroll web app with configurations, with parameters and field mapping, with selection of a certain file type, and then based on the delta, so based on things that have changed, you send things over from finance and operations via this web app to a receiving payroll system. And why does it usually happen this way? Most ERP systems don't do payroll because the legislations is different in every country. Sometimes even in a branch, in type of organizations. So usually the concept is you have to have something out of the human resources system / ERP system, and let somebody else who's specialized in it do the calculation about how much money is this worker going to get, what are the taxes, etc. The key thing in our payroll solution is flexibility. Flexibility, and you can have many configurations. Flexibility into is it only changes or is it a full data dump? Flexibility in the file type. Flexibility in the fields that you select that you want to be sent from one system to the other. And that's basically it.
Okay, so you would say that the payroll interface web app that we have, of course, there's a payroll functionality, I guess, in the basic system of F&O, finance and operations, right, and Microsoft Dynamics. But our payroll interface, what it does is adding more flexibility for more and better integrations with payroll vendors everywhere, or with a lot of them, I guess. Is that a correct assessment?
Yes, because what it basically does is the payroll web app is, so to speak, an interface app to make sure that you add flexibility to cope with many different payroll vendors and many different payroll systems. By the way, I should ask, I mentioned file-based, but file-based, of course, can also be that we connect to something that works based on APIs, application programming interfaces. So file-based doesn't mean that we cannot cope with modern technology.